Hi everyone, my name is Mario Octowings and welcome back for another video, and today I'm just going to be going through a mild rant of things that are going on in the art community, and in this case, there are a lot of things that concern me. And the main thing that I want to talk about is this little microwave trend where people feed their art into an AI kind of program and it spins it around. This feature is a feature on Pixverse AI, I believe, and I'm just going to be basically going in from an artist perspective and talking about why this is harmful, especially for artists, and why you should consider not feeding your art into an AI program. And I'm going to be using a Speedpaint of mine, just as background. Of course, hashtag no AI allowed in this household. Yeah, AI is very harmful. So yeah, enjoy the Speedpaint and stick around for a fun time. I'm gonna be completely transparent here because I think that you guys deserve some honesty. I do use AI to a certain degree because, as embarrassing as it is, I am kind of a character AI user. Really embarrassing, but I think you guys deserve my full honesty. So yes, I do use AI, but I am very, very against generative AI. Because first of all, it's harmful to artists. Second of all, it's theft, and we will get into that. There's this little trend around where basically, like I talked about in the intro, you slap your art into this AI program and it kind of does a head turnaround, basically a mock animation of your art, and it does replicate the style to a certain degree. So people are like, oh, this is how I used AI to improve my art, because they're studying their own art to replicate the AI. But at that point, why don't we just use references, because they are just as impactful and maybe even better, because you can choose which features you want your character to have. Because the thing about AI, it's very generic, and usually they just kind of mishmash things together where it's not really thought out like the human brain would. So I don't understand why people would choose to use an AI which is very general and doesn't have the specific face shape that you would want, because face shapes aren't all the same. Side profiles vary so much between person to person that can be based off gender or ethnicity, and you lose all of that humanity when you use AI, because it usually just dulls it down. So yes, people can make the argument of, I'm using AI to study my character and use it to make a character sheet, but at that point, let's just use references, because there are so many out there for you to use, both in drawings that people have done and through photographs. Photographs are a great tool to use, and it's just why would you choose to use some bad AI over photographs of real people that will show you how to draw things? Or you can look up tutorials on how to stylize things, because the thing is, if you're studying AI, it's not going to be your style. It's going to be a conglomeration of all these different people's styles which have been stolen off of them, which I will get into shortly. Speaking of improving art legitimately without the use of AI, you should check out Skillshare. They have a lot of cool classes that you can check out, and yeah, I have a link in my description below to anyone who would like to start today. And yeah, go check it out, it's really cool and awesome. Let's get back to the video. And the scariest thing about all of this is that if you open up the comment sections or read the description, it is very clear that most of these artists know what they're doing, they just do not care. And at first glance, you could be like, oh, there's so many worse things going on in the world, which is true. But also, that doesn't make this any less bad, and it's still harmful. And just saying that oh, I don't care, I just wanted to see what it looked like, it's not like it has consequences, right? It really does. Even if the consequences seem minuscule, they can have a huge impact if everyone starts feeding their art into these AI programs, because the thing is about AI is that they learn. And how do they learn? It's things being fed in. So every time you are dropping the picture of your OC into Pixverse AI, it is stealing your work without any credit and using it to profit. Anyway, art is something that has been only a human trait since the beginning of time, and you're really gonna change that to be something that can be replicated by a computer? Because first of all, it never will, and even if people are gonna tell you otherwise, art can never be replaced. But just feeding your art into this and making it worse is not the best option. I'm just gonna say, the job market for artists right now is already terrible. This year, I am graduating with my bachelor's degree in art and design, and all I can say is I'm terrified for the job market, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a job. Hopefully that my other side hustles can pay for things while I'm floating around for a bit, but the job market right now for artists is awful, the worst it has ever been, and you're going to try to make it worse through AI? No. Come on, guys, we are artists. Why are you trying to fight yourself? I don't get it. This lack of care is just so upsetting to me because it's like, if you're willingly feeding your art into AI, you are willingly sending your work to get stolen and you don't get any compensation for any of your effort, any of your time. It's like, why are you sabotaging yourself like that? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And then the second that you call someone out on this action, they get so upset at you and they're like, it's not really that big of a deal. And I'm like, well, sure, you don't think it's that big of a deal. But maybe down the line, when you find that all of your favorite medias, all your favorite TV shows have been taken over by AI, you will care, because AI can never truly replicate anything human, because AI doesn't have a soul. AI art doesn't have a soul because it wasn't made by a human, therefore it has no emotion behind it. It is just rather a Frankenstein of a lot of people's hard work Frankenstein together into something that replicates art. It is not art. I do not care how much time you spent in writing in a little prompt for a computer to make an image. You will never be an artist if you're just feeding a prompt into an AI, or if you're feeding your art willingly into an AI program to render it or to spin it around and animate it. Come on. Seriously, there are so many better ways to do this. Just make your own head turn around. Trust me. I know it seems like a lot of work and it might be daunting, but you know, that's something you have to overcome as an artist. You have to step out of your comfort zone because, you know, that's the only way you improve. And just watching your little OC spin around from an AI, that's never going to be as satisfying as seeing the work that you put in being on the screen or on a paper, because you want what you create to be uniquely yours. And when you're feeding it into an AI, you are, in fact, removing everything that has made this yours. And it just dulls it down. And why would you ever want to do that? And in this video is a no hate to the creators who fed their thing into the AI. That is your choice, and I can't say anything about that. I just don't think it's a great decision, and I would like to try to persuade you to think otherwise. Because at the end of the day, it does matter, even if it's insignificant to you. And to anyone who has considered doing this and hasn't done it yet, there are other ways to improve your art or make a character turnaround. You could commission someone, you could try to do it yourself, just try to do it in a way that doesn't feed off exploiting artists. And yeah, guys, in 2025, let's have no more generative AI image trends. Thank you, that would be really nice. Anyway, if you have anything more to add to this discussion down below, or if you disagree with me, I would love to hear your opinions. Leave them down in the comment section below. I will try to respond to most of them, depending on how well this video does and how many comments there are, of course. And I just want to say, just think twice about using AI. It's getting better by the day, and you just don't want to feed into this, because at this point, as artists, we need to come together and figure out a way to boycott AI. It's gonna be hard, because non-artists are always gonna use it. They're taking away commissions, and they're taking away a lot of artists' income, that, just to put it lightly. So yeah, it would be great if we could all come together and kind of just say, maybe it's not the best idea for me to feed my own artwork into an AI program, which is inevitably just gonna steal it. Yeah, and I think that wraps up my video pretty well, and I just want to say that this in no way is attacking anyone, and if you chose to feed your art into a program, it is not my right or place to tell you not to do so, but this was just my argument on saying why maybe you should think twice about doing it. It's not really helping you, it's not really helping anyone, except for the people who are gonna profit off AI art later down the line. So yeah, just to reiterate, this isn't a hate video, just more informative and just me ranting. And with that, thank you so much for making it this far in the video, and if you liked the video at all, maybe consider liking and subscribing, because it does really mean the world to me that you're here and you appreciate my content. And just an announcement, I do have an Etsy shop, and I have a lot of cool listings up for you. I have Pokemon, Splatoon, Zelda, K-On!, My Hero Academia, and more, and it's really awesome, and I have a ton of stuff like stickers and acrylic keychains, so if you're into any of that stuff, maybe check me out. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching again, and I hope that you have a good day. Remember not to use AI without thinking twice. Anyway, bye!